Welcome back. Another episode, Kickin with Kachi, back in the flesh. As you guys can see, things are a little different. Things are a little newer. I got bookshelves, right? Just to let you guys know that I do be reading, right? I haven't read all these books, which is why I say reading in the present tense, because I will be going through these books. What else is new? Everything new, always DC Voice, new website, new content being pushed out. New YouTube channel. You guys can actually go to my personal page and go to the DC Voice page. There's a link in my bio, and there's also a link in the DC Voice's bio as well. If you go to YouTube and go to the DC Voice, you will find a YouTube playlist of all of our amazing interviews, right? All the interviews that you guys can watch at your leisure on YouTube. I know a lot of people probably don't even, a lot of people don't want to use Instagram, or they don't want to sit on Instagram for 30 minutes at a time. But it's always good to have it's always nice to have a nice compilation that you can just easily access whenever you want to. But honestly, Kickin with Kachi it's great. It's great to be back. Well, not really feel like I was away. I always feel like I was behind the scenes working on what I got to work on. And it just comes together, right? Last time you guys saw me was the Jordan Jetson interview. I still was kind of moving in around that time. Things were kind of bare. But now, right, just kind of fully settled into this new apartment. I dislike moving, so I don't know if I'm gonna stay here or I'm not gonna stay here. But just thankful to always be in a new place, a new level, so to speak, every so often, right? And I think, and that's part of the reason why we kind of do these Kickin with Kachi interviews. I think we'll start to get into a heavy bulk of people that we now can kind of say, hey, when did we start? Let me see actually when the first date was. The first date of Kickin with Kachi was sometime, I believe, I'm thinking winter time, end of last year, beginning of this year, if I'm not too mistaken. So yeah, coming back now that we almost are a year into Kickin with Kachi, checking back with those people that we've been interviewing and seeing how they've been doing, seeing what they've been up to, and obviously seeing a lot of things that we talked about on the interviews come to fruition, right? If you guys remember, we got Christopher McHale, we had Farrell, who just put on an amazing show in New York not too long ago, and Beloved Renown is actually about to drop hers nice little collection, nice little capsule this week, right? You guys also know that we was talking to Tabby Turner, right? Who also had the Bossy Brunch, already had the Bossy Brunch in May, right? And then KJ, who's our very, 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 very first interview. If you see where she was at that point in time and then see where she is now, it's a complete 180, right? And I think life is just all about a different, not even 180s, but then the difference of pivots and pivots and pivots and pivots. And just seeing new things, new perspectives, right? So I do think that we are almost at that point where we could see some repeat offenders, right? Some repeat kickers. Kick it. I'm gonna work on the name portion of the group, the fan club, the kickers, the kickinets, the kickettes. I'll work on it. I'm not a marketing guy. I just interview people, honestly speaking. I'm leaving that to the marketing team to deal with. But there's just so many people, every day I go on social media and I see, when you think that, okay, maybe there's days where I'm like, I need to text somebody, I need to invite someone to the interview, but I can't think of anybody. And then I just scroll through my social media, and there's so many people of color that are just doing amazing things. So glad to be back. Glad to get the ball rolling. We're gonna get our guest on here right on time to get right onto the live. Let me just view the request. Let me see what's going on. I got a request. There we go. Let's see. Make sure that my sure. Let's go. All right. You can hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Yes, sir.
I missed you that last time, but I'm here now.
No, it's all good. I know. I'm gonna get into your lifestyle a little bit. I know it's a little crazy, so I'm gonna get into it a little bit.
It's a calm lifestyle nowadays. I don't really do too much.
We're definitely gonna get more and more into what the lifestyle entails, right? So as people are rolling in, I just wanted to welcome you guys formally to an episode of Kickin' with Kachi, a platform on the DC Voice where we highlight entrepreneurs, moguls, visionaries, creators, or just any dope individual of color that's really taking the industry by storm. And today, we got the pleasure, the honor, and the privilege of sitting down with Troy Mitchell, aka Troy the Designer.
The whole last name, not the last name. But yeah, I'm here. You know, we outside. That's it. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about something.
Sir. Yes, sir. So before we even get into the interview, how is your Sunday going? What's Sunday looking like for you today?
Well, I took an edible, ate some Chinese food. You know, life is good. That was the beginning of the day.
Right.
But it's a calm Sunday. A little bit of work gonna get done later, but that.
So and honestly, we're gonna get into your work because that's kind of the reason why we're here anyway. But how did you even how did you get into becoming a professional designer? Because with art and with digital design, multimedia art, there is a degree of subjectivity to it that a lot of people just can't tap into to become professionals, right? Or don't know what to do. So how did you essentially decide or gain the skill set to become a professional in your space?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. You just gotta jump. Like if you want to do it, you gotta like just shoot for it. Like you're gonna fail, you're gonna learn from that failure, and then you can do it again. And then you probably might fail in a different field, but you're moving up every time you fail. So you learn. You live and you learn. YouTube University really helped me out. You know what I'm saying? You want to learn something like, for example, like if I wanted to figure out how to do something, I'd be like, how to on YouTube.
Right.
Videos on that and try it myself, and then that's like basically how I learned most of my skills at this point. Everything like to break into like a real professional position, it's all about referrals. Like if you can get somebody to be like there telling them, oh, you really that's some work that he did for me. I love that. I think you would love it. Referrals help a lot. Referrals are how I got my job right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
And if you don't mind me asking, where are you working right now?
Work at the. Let me turn this off. They're screaming on the TV.
Let me wave to all these people that in the comments. To the mandam. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Top Boy.
But yeah, I work for the Prince George's County Health Department right now as a graphic design specialist.
Oh wow.
Yeah, real job.
I feel like a lot of people when you say like they work in like the medical field or work in like transportation or STEM and they say, hey, I'm a graphic designer, they don't really connect the two, right? Because one seems so right brain and the other one seems so left brain. How did you essentially feel like, hey, like I have the skill set? Was it just sort of casting a wide net and essentially just saying, hey, any job that's looking for a graphic designer, I'm just gonna apply and see if I can apply my
Well,
talent?
yeah. I mean, you miss every shot you don't take. So I just I was working consistently. I had clients. I had a lot going on. So I was like, okay, like, let me just see if I can do it professionally or like just like playing out when you meet somebody, tell them what you do. Like, just be like, yeah, this is what I do. And then like, I always have my portfolio ready. Always have some type of work to show them. So that's really how I got started. Like, it was through like referrals and stuff like that. People seeing my work like around or like, just really put myself out there. So,
So what are if you can give us the top four things for that new designer or that young designer watching the live that's going to be watching the interview later, what are four things that you think were necessary in establishing your career early on?
Confidence for real. Like you can't sit there and second guess yourself. You really just have to buckle down and be like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to learn how to do it the best way I can. Um, I would say two. I would say really just be ready to take a risk. Like, don't be afraid to have to really just be like, no, I need your help. I need you to support me in this moment right
Right,
now. I need your support
right.
right now. You friend, you're gonna support me right now. Oh, we not friends no more. um, three, I would just be I would honestly give time for reflection. Always reflect because there's times where I've done something and I'll forget all about it, and then like somebody will ask me to do the same way. I'm sitting there racking my brain now. Remember, oh, I
Right,
did this maybe 6 months ago, so I would just go back to that and like reflect on how I did it then and how I could do it better now.
right, right,
And yeah, I would say being sociable helps.
right,
Being sociable
right,
helps a lot.
right,
If you can talk to some people, you can get their ear to what you're doing. So
right, right. And I feel like now we getting into right as you if you watch the interviews, I like to do a little history lesson for the viewer them of whoever I'm interviewing, right? So as we got from the beginning, now I want to talk about your first brainchild of your design career, Second Apparel, right? So what was the experience in producing, distributing, manufacturing, and creating and designing your own clothing line, especially on a collegiate campus?
well, when I first started that, I was pissed because I was like, you got a party in this weekend, you ain't
Right,
got no fits. You can't
right,
just
right,
and put it on. Like everybody gonna be looking at you crazy. So I went and I was trying to shop, trying to figure things out. Couldn't find anything I really wanted to wear. So I was like, all right, let me just figure this out. Let me go ahead and see if I can make something that I would want to wear. And then once I figured that out, I was like, I could probably make a couple dollars off this. Like
right, right.
maybe somebody else would want to do it. But at the same time, at the time I had like a small design background, like nothing too crazy. I was really more of a artist, more of a drawer, like illustrator
Right.
type. I wasn't sitting there on the computer every day, like cutting things out, putting it together, and all that stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I was like, well, why would I pay somebody else to do something that I think I could probably do? Because
Right.
it's kind of hard to it's hard for people to even like vocalize what they want something to look like. So in that, I just sat there and I was like, let me just try and figure some stuff out. And like for example, like it started off with me just trying to figure out how to take a car and turn it red, or black car
Right.
and turn it red. Like something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like small things. And then once you get all these small things, it becomes a big thing. So,
Hmm.
you know, that's how that went.
So then with going from drawing, right, what was the challenges in sort of getting to, what sort of challenges did you find getting to making clothing or actually getting your art or making art for clothing?
Um, I'll say some of the challenges were definitely figuring out manufacturing, literally figuring
Okay.
out what my budget is, how I can do this effectively, and like how can I even try and make some type of profit. And mind you, at first it was not about money. I swear it wasn't. I just wanted people to be able to walk around with my stuff on and be like,
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's pretty tough. Where'd you get it from? And then they'd be like, what I'm saying?
Nice. Yeah.
So I would say it's really just the logistics, like staying organized with it, because it's not something you just pick up and put down. It's literally just a consistent amount of work throughout, like every day. Like every day, you're thinking of something new that could help your business and stuff like that.
Right.
It's all about execution too. So you can't just sit on your feet. Sometimes you need to do the research to figure out whether or not it's feasible, or like what you can do and what you can't do at the same time. But it's really all comes down to organization. If you're organized, you get it done. You know.
And now getting into like, because as you already established, like the key to being a great creative is the versatility, like you say, and being able to be flexible and being able to honestly, like you say, take risks. So you took a really big risk with your friends in creating the webtoon Assholes of Lyman, essentially, and making this really like, honestly, like at its time, before its time, it reminded me a lot of like an Adult Swim, Loiter Squad,
Yeah.
3 a.m. Like I've been watching, stoned out my mind, eating Cheetos,
Right.
laughing at it, type type of vibe, you know. So how was the experience of even getting that together and working with your friends?
Well, I'll say this right now. It was very difficult. Everybody got their own input when it comes to something that is like a group project, for
Right.
example. Um, at the time, I'm gonna be honest, I put a lot. It was a lot of freaking work for me because I had to animate, I had to do the
Right,
back,
exactly, right.
I had to cut the clips, I had to put. It was a lot. It was a lot of work. I would sit at the computer for like at least 8 hours straight, not even moving, no breaks, just a bottle of wine in front of me, maybe
Right.
a shot here, just to keep me, solid. But it's just not. It's never. It's never enough.
I
But
mean, was it fun at the least?
it
It
was
was
it was fun. But when we okay, so hubris is a big thing with a lot, right? And
right,
everybody wants to make their own claim to something, and it was all of ours. But at the end of the day, I also put a lot of work in, and so
right.
I would say, oh, we should do. It was just a lot of creative differences. They put a strain on the relationship at the time too. So I would say, like, if you're gonna work with your friends, you got to know them fully. You got to know how much type of work they're gonna do. Like, are they gonna support you when you say, oh, this is a lot? you know, so
What was the
stuff like that.
program that you used to animate it?
So, believe it or not, and this is gonna sound crazy. I use Photoshop to animate that.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not even joking. And then I realized
I
I
mean,
realized they had
as
a
a designer, I feel like we understand why that's.
Photoshop to move everything. No way. No way. Keeping it clipped together.
Photoshop?
Photoshop. The
Oh
audio.
God!
I fixed the audio in GarageBand. Like it was.
Wow!
It was just. First of all, that was my first time trying to do anything, and it
Right,
actually started. There was one night, right? One night we're all, just cooling out. Everybody comes down to my room. At the time, I lived in the basement. It was real cool. I had my little desk. Everybody was cool. So I'm sitting there. I was already doing something. I was just, doodling. And then after I got done doodling, I tried to make it into an animation because I wanted to see if I could do it.
right. Okay.
So then they're like, everybody in the room, wouldn't it be nice if we made that into a show or something? Like, what if
Right,
we
right,
the house, like everybody lived in the house? And I'm like, all right, like I guess, like it could be nice, it could not be nice. We'll see. And then we did the first episode. We liked it. We thought it was fun. And then did the second one, the third one. That's what we did. And then yeah, I mean, it was cool though. I liked doing it. I thought I was gonna finish it up, but I was like, it just doesn't feel the same. And I'm like pivoting into a whole nother type of thing. I'm trying to,
right, right.
yeah, you
I
know,
mean, honestly, like I said, very much before of its time because it definitely gave me that South Park, Adult Swim, crass comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like it
that's
was funny,
right.
and honestly, like given the fact that it is still up in the air. I'm not gonna say that it's ended, but it is still up in the air because your character is on vacation. They say their character says he's on vacation. He's gonna come back.
Yeah, he's on vacation. He's gonna come
Right,
back. Maybe a different animation style. You never know.
right, right. And
Yeah,
like you said, it definitely was the time where you were able to hone your skills and learn. Granted, though, I'm glad that you never used Photoshop again for animation.
yeah.
But
It was ambitious. It was ambitious, and it didn't
right,
make sense.
honestly,
But
I can see why you're behind here for 8 hours now.
yeah, yeah, it don't take that long.
Right.
Maybe 4 hours off and on, but
For all the designers watching, just if you haven't caught on, do not use Photoshop for.
I
There's an
animate.
option to do it. Don't use it. Don't
Don't do
don't
it.
use it for that.
I stick to After Effects. Stick to it.
Right.
Don't try your hand at trying to edit things in Photoshop. Mind you, I had to go scene by scene. So
Yeah.
then
Exactly.
Premiere to put it all together.
My God.
So like you gotta understand how hard I was working. We were trying to have episodes,
Right.
and it sounded crazy to me. I don't know because I know how much work it was, and yeah, I know how much work I could do and still be
Right.
able to go outside and be a normal human being. But you know,
Honestly, like just take a break from like all the work talk, right? Like if everyone, there's a lot of people coming on the live, because if you guys know, Troy's a very, very, very outgoing guy, right? He's Mr. Outside, if you know who he is. So
Sometimes, on occasion, on occasion.
On a K, all right, now we're talking. All right. This guy is Mister Sunday Brunch. But anyway, so like,
Yeah.
what did being around like so much positive energy and like going to new environments sort of do for your creative process? Because a lot of people do think that like as artists, as creators, even what I do, right? That honestly we're having fun. We're doing. Granted, it's a lot of fun, but like you just said, it's a lot of hours literally just sitting behind a screen or hours and hours of working on one thing and then you finish and you're not done. You have to start all over again or whatever have you, you know? So what does going outside sort of do for your creative process?
I'm not gonna lie, it gets a lot of stress out. People used to say days, they're like, yo, Troy's fighting demons.
Right.
Yeah, I'm fighting my demons outside. I'm trying to get back to a space of just fun, like just to let it all go, because it is stressful sometimes. Because you're sitting there, you're focused for so long, like you're staring at a screen, you're focused, you're just really tapped in, and you're like, dang, like I didn't do anything today.
Right.
Kind of dark in here. Maybe I should turn on a light or something. I don't know. Like,
Really wake
so,
up, you're like, hold on, like it got a little dark in here. You check the time, it's already 9 p.m., 4 missed calls from your mom, like
yep. I mean, going outside helps a lot. It gives you different perspectives. You don't never know what you're gonna see when you go outside. That's
right.
what it's a good time. Try and enjoy myself as much as I can.
So now to speak like, 2 years ago at the beginning of COVID, you were saying that you had an hiatus, you stopped working on projects creatively, and then the pain, anguish, despair bottled up, and that became Grimace, essentially. So what was it like just that day or experience or, finally getting back into creating after so long, and especially during the time of like a lot of tumultuous events like, graduation was canceled, pandemic, global unprecedented civil rights movements, like no toilet paper, like there was
Yeah,
a lot of things going crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. During the pandemic, it wasn't the worst for me. I felt like I used that time really to get to know myself, like emotionally, like really break down what makes me as an individual. So I took that time, a lot of self reflection, I had a lot of time on my hands because I had moved back to Connecticut for like 3 months and it was murdering me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, I need to be outside.
Yeah, exactly.
I need friends. I need liquor. I need something. Something. This walking downstairs and seeing my mom every day is crazy. Like, can we? Can
And
we?
I told my mom, like, I love you, but I hate seeing you every day. Like,
Like, I need to be outside. I need to
right,
see the world. Like, you're stopping my groove here. So I looked inward. At the time, I looked inward, and once I really got like, it took a lot of work, a lot of reading. I read a lot actually, mostly self help books and stuff like that. Just to keep your mind aware of things. A lot of philosophy books, and I actually journaled. So I started journaling back then, and then all of it helped for me to become a better me after the pandemic. So I was able to focus, get my priorities straight, and like just figure it out. And then all of a sudden, once I finally got that block down, like that whole,
right.
it was just like throw out a bunch of art. I was like, this is crazy because I haven't been working like this. It was like I haven't done anything like this in so long, so it felt unfamiliar to me. But I loved it. The response was great. I don't know. I'm glad it happened. So
Right. And honestly speaking, like, candidly, like, just as, you know, black man, a black man. But, I started journaling as well, too, during the pandemic. And I feel like that inward reflection, especially when we have a lot of times of distraction of, sports and going outside, as we say, or just all the other stuff that keeps us from looking inward, that definitely does, as before we even know it, hinder our own path, our own creative processes, our own ways of creating in itself. So, kudos to you for even speaking candidly about, the fact of, honestly going through what you have to go through to rebuild yourself, right? And then later on, you create that manifests into, like you said, your art, right? You make a lot more. If you guys have seen Troy in the beginning to Troy now, a lot more sensitive, a lot more personal, a lot more thought-provoking pieces. Like you have Divine Femininity through the Late Night, right? ACAB, a lot of these things talking about topics that honestly people are honestly too afraid to speak about, controversial to speak about, honestly don't even know how to articulate, through words, right? So what's your opinion, or how do you feel art kind of acts as how do you feel art as a transformative medium, so to speak, between the emotion and sort of like reality?
I feel like they're directly related, honestly.
Hmm.
I mean, at least from my perspective, they're directly related. Like if I'm, for example, having a personal problem with one of my friends, and I have to create something that's going to take like a lot of creative thought, I'm blocked because I'm sitting
Right,
there out this relationship with my friend. I'm losing it. I'm over here trying to get it together, but I'm like, I can't creatively create if I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about all my personal problems. So it does block that. But once you get it out, sometimes for some people be like, when an artist is in pain, that's when they make their best art.
right. I hear that stereotype a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah,
But I feel like there's another way too. You should be
right,
able to get it through positive. But
right,
yeah, I feel like once you really sit down and you start making some art, and it all comes from inside of you, because it's like you're making something. It's not like you're copying anything. It's not like you're reading about, like, you know what I mean? Like it comes
right.
from, so
I
it's
feel like even in music, because I feel like with the new, Drake's, Beyonce's, people, this house music. But I love this music because we have had so much sad music. They say,
it,
"Oh, we love when artists are sad or tragedy," but it's like you said, like there should also be a flip side. There should also be art in
that's positive.
jubilation and when you're, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, is there ever a situation where or how is it as a designer, as a professional designer, where art for one way is this emotional release, this bridge between the emotion and reality, but also it's a means of income, right? It's a job, so to speak, right? Is there ever a way where the two ideas clash or they mesh together, or
I would say for me, when okay, so when I'm working like just on my own stuff, like no job related things, it's just me.
right,
That's like inside. I'm just thinking about that emotionally. I'm thinking about that like all the way. I'm thinking about that from me. When it comes to my job, now everything I do for the health department is gonna be the most creative, the most beautiful, the most out there. It's gonna
right,
get done. It's gonna get done to my best ability at the time, you know. But it's not gonna always be like thought provoking or like
right,
just.
right.
It's not gonna be the Mona Lisa of work. I promise.
Of the health department, right?
Yeah, not for the health department. I mean, well, sometimes for the health department, it depends. Like sometimes it'll be a big project, and I'll be like, I'm not feeling it. Then I'll go on the weekend. I'll have a great weekend. Then I'll come back. I'll zoom
Right,
right through. I have
right,
the energy.
right.
Now I feel that. Now I feel like I'm done.
I mean, I'm saying it's cool that you can do a job where your job is your passion,
Right.
right?
But it
So
also sometimes where it's like, okay, my job is my passion, and I'm not feeling my passion.
I actually hate this.
Feeling. So
So of course, I got to hear about Adobe Max 2020,
yeah,
right?
that was a big.
Social media cover art, go crazy with your Max, right? Got spider webs, honeycomb, symmetry, geometry, like
Yeah, yeah.
the thought process of how you even got that to be.
So for me, I was over the moon about it. I was super happy to get the opportunity to be even a part of that.
We got selected.
Yeah, I just put it in. I put in my application, and the next thing I know,
Wow.
I got. Okay. I was like, all right, let's. So it was like I was like, this is an honor. Like I can't wait to really like go at it with my full like just jump forward with it. The inspiration it started off when I like I said I was a artist, but I was just drawing. I was just drawing all the time. So I still draw sometimes, and I had like look. I was just looking through my like sketch pad. I'm like, man, like something got to be here.
Right,
Something.
right.
Now I sat there and I saw one of my sketches I had did, and I like filled it out and everything. And it was like foliage, like how do I say it? It's a bunch of flowers. There's a bunch of
Yeah,
flowers.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had like a little eye in the background or whatever. It was cool.
Right.
fleshed it out and I tried to make it for Adobe Max, I was like, I like the concept, but I can feel like I can do this better. So I scrapped it immediately. I really pushed it into the garbage, and I took that inspiration of like, just nature, like really, like how nature has like, like math. There's still math behind nature
Right.
thing. Like for example, like the spider web and like the honeycombs and like
Right.
even I did like a plaid one at first, and
Mhm.
then that when I did the plaid one, I did the plaid Adobe Max like setup and design for it. I was like, I gotta make sure I stick with the colors because I love
Right.
how bright it was. I was like, I hope that they're gonna love how bright it was, but I know I love how bright it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I definitely stuck with that, and I kept it throughout each, social page cover art design, and yeah, and that was contract and everything like that. It was
Oh,
amazing. It
I
was
was gonna say, they had to make sure they paid you.
good. Yeah, they paid me. I was gonna do it for free. Yeah,
That's big for for anybody that is watching this and watching later. If you guys don't know, Adobe is like
it's
the
it's
who's who, the that's the Apple of design,
they're
honestly speaking.
them. They're them.
Yeah.
They're them.
So is there anything that now looking forward, right, as we gone through your past and what you worked on already before, is there anything that we can look forward to in the future? Because as you know, we got clothing, animation, cover art, design.
Yeah. Technically, I'm really just gonna mash it all together. I got my website up now. It's troydesigner.net. You can check it out, but there's a lot of stuff I gotta put up there. There's a lot of things I need to still put into it. But it's up. There should be. I got some tote bags for sale if y'all want a tote bag.
Uh-huh.
There should be some animations coming out soon. There should be more art coming out. Should be even some apparel coming out actually. So we'll just keep your eye out. I'm definitely gonna be a man of my word. I'm not gonna leave that behind. A lot of effort put into it, a lot of thought process.
Right. And you said that's Troy.net, TroyTheDesigner.net?
TroyTheDesigner.net. Yeah.
Troy Designer?
TroyTheDesigner.net.
Troy the Designer now. I'll make sure I get that in the caption. So before we end it off, I love to get a little nicky picky with your brain, with your medulla a little bit. I like to get to know my people a little bit. So we're gonna get into a little lightning round, right?
Okay.
So as a designer, I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions, right? Oh, just about your processes, what you like getting into, and you gotta answer as honestly as possible, hand on the Bible, right hand across your chest, all right?
Okay. I got you.
All right. So as you're in your creative process, what's your favorite software to use?
I do like Photoshop. Photoshop. It's where I started. It's where I'm gonna end. I promise. That's where I started. That's where I'm gonna end. Second best, I would have to say, I do. I literally like Premiere more than I like. And then it goes Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Illustrator, then Animate, then After Effects. I don't like After Effects,
Yeah, it's kind of walky sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
it's never the easiest thing to use.
Yeah.
Always something. So that's why it's last. But
Okay.
yeah, that's from top to bottom for me right now.
So what's your favorite location that you travel to?
Favorite locations that I travel to just for vacation or whatever.
Just anywhere, yeah.
I had some fun in Atlanta recently, so I'm gonna have to say I had a good time in Atlanta. That was yeah, made me
I'm
reconsider.
not gonna say Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So what's your favorite drink of choice? And I heard you don't drink water, so I don't think that's gonna be on the list.
We go with those fake rules. I gotta drink water. I'm in the gym too much now to not be drinking no water. Come on now. But favorite drink of choice, I'm gonna have to say it's a normal little margarita at this point. But when I went to Miami, they changed my mind about mojitos. But everybody said mojitos is not a man drink, and then
It's not a man drink, yeah.
I think y'all got it mixed up. I can still build a house and sip a mojito at the same time.
I mean,
Like,
yes, but you might as well just get the margarita if you're gonna get a mojito. Mojito is like the Bud Light of margaritas.
see, I don't think you had a good one yet. It's really good sometimes. It'd be refreshing.
Right. That's okay. I feel like, I mean, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna.
Kachi, what's yours? What's yours, Kachi? Come on.
See, I like me a nice little rum punch. You know, I got some Caribbean
Brown punch.
influences on me. You know,
All
I
right.
got the Ray and nephews with the orange with the nice little guava juice.
They hit, I guess. I'm not gonna knock yours.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Granted, though, I'll make sure I get you your tiara when I get you your mojito.
Look, I'm gonna be at war by then. Don't worry about that.
So when you're not working, what is Troy doing?
Man, when I'm not working, I am trying to relax. I'm either in the gym. After the gym, I'm in the house. If I'm not in the house, I'm outside. I'm with my friends. I'm out to eat. I'm trying to catch a happy hour, trying to catch a brunch. Not really a dinner guy, but if I go to dinner, it's a dinner date. So that's
Right,
about it.
right.
So
So all the
yeah.
ladies in here, just letting y'all know, he likes steak and lobster. He likes steak and lobster.
But yeah.
It's gonna be hard to take him outside, but if it's a dinner, it's a date. So this is probably a real important question. This is probably gonna make or break if people are actually gonna like you. But what's your favorite Marvel hero?
Ooh, okay, I got you. My favorite Marvel hero, I mean, this is from when I was a kid. It's Spider-Man.
All right, there you go.
Toby. Toby. Not
Right.
not him right now. Like, Toby
I
Maguire.
understand. I understand.
He was swinging around doing it big. Like, I don't know. He really saved the whole city a couple of times.
Right. Stop the whole train. Bare
Yeah,
hands.
bare hands.
So, I respect it. So
Yeah,
finally, to cap off our interview, right? What are three lessons that you learned on your journey thus far?
three lessons. First lesson, just be present. Try your best to be present in life. Like, just try and go about your day as positively as you can. Like, have a goal. Just go at it with a focused mind. Because if you're not focused, you're letting things happen to you instead of making things happen for you. So that's one lesson. Second lesson is, I would say just be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Sometimes there'd be times I would be talking about something. I'm like, dang, now I gotta really like step within that. But yeah, I would just say, act first. Do what you need to do first. Then you can talk about what's done. And three, I would just say just to be confident in what you do. Like, don't be afraid of it, because fear can hold you back, and it's not good for anybody. Fear doesn't do anything actually. Like, if you're
Right.
afraid to jump off a cliff where there's water at the bottom, and then you walk home, you just wasted your time. Like, you didn't even
Right.
get to see at the
Thinking about jumping off, you wasn't gonna do it anyway.
bottom. Exactly.
But honestly, Troy, this has been such a great interview. Thank you for coming in and helping us kick off Kicking with Kachi right back, right where we left off. And honestly, do you have any final words for the people?
Uh, Look, we got work tomorrow, but that don't mean don't get drunk tonight. So that's what I got to say. That's it.
And on that, everybody, I'm gonna see you guys next Sunday, Kicking and Kachi Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And you guys can check out this interview on our DC Voice Instagram page as well as our DC Voice YouTube page and all interviews before and after it. Check you guys out later.
All right, y'all.